We are live on Facebook. I'm excited. Hello, everyone. I'm hoping that you can see us and hear us
On
live on Facebook.
Facebook. I'm
Welcome to
excited.
KR Success. And in a moment, we're going to be joined by one Kaya Redford, who is going to take us through what we're doing today so that you can follow right along. Kaya?
Perfect. I think, yes, we're live. So if you are live right now on Facebook, we welcome you to Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, transforming your life, creating the results that you want to create. We welcome you to KR Success Coaching. Right here, right now, we have our esteemed panelists, our esteemed guests. They're all amazing individuals in their industry. We want to say hi to all of you, and we're super excited. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you, because we're going to be going over an amazing lesson today, we're going to ask you to be loving and kind to your friends and your family, specifically on Facebook, because we are here live on Facebook. And let's share this link on our timeline so that we can actually get this powerful message about secrets to goal achieving to even more people. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my Facebook right here and give us a moment as we all go to Facebook. So each one of the panelists is now going to our wall, and you're going to click the share button and copy link and share it to your timeline, or just share to your timeline. So as they're doing that, I would like for you to drop us some hearts, drop us some thumbs up. And I'd like for you to share your name as you're joining the Facebook Live. I'd like for you to share your name and what city you're coming in from. So we've got Dave Patty in the house, yes. We have Jeff Stoffel in the house. As you're joining us live, go ahead and share your name and what city you're from so we can welcome you. I know this is on a little bit of a delay. And we've got Eric Mitchell joining us as well. Sally Sawtell from Highland. Hi, Sally. Let's wave to Sally. All right, you're joining us live. Send us some hearts. By the way, we love our emojis. We're going to be sharing an amazing lesson today with you about secrets to goal achieving, because I think most of us would agree that if we're human, we've got goals, right? We have things that we want to achieve, correct? Most of us, specifically our communities, KR Success Coaching, and our esteemed guests and panelists here, we're either entrepreneurs, we're leaders, or we're sales professionals. And most people in business want to make more money. Who would agree with that? You want to make more money, yes? You want to make more money and in less time. Who would agree with that? We want it to be easier and not harder, yes? So today's lesson is going to be extremely powerful. Lois Nutt, I believe, Lois, you're from, I'm not sure what city. So Lois, what city you joining us from? And Laura Gonzalez Martinez, welcome. What city are you joining us from? As we're getting some more people here joining us on Facebook Live, I want to just welcome all of you. We're going to share a very powerful lesson today on the secrets to goal achieving. And in the meantime, we're going to go into the deeper psychology of why we have the results we have and what needs to change, or what can we do to improve our results to the next level. Who's excited about that? Yes, that's right. And so I know we've got a little bit of a delay here on this. And as you look behind me, right, see this bridge? As you may or may not recognize, that's the Golden Gate Bridge right there, right? And why I picked the bridge is because when we think about it, imagine this is our point A, and our goal is to get to our point B. Make sense? And so when us as a company, when we go into Fortune 500 companies, they're all looking for that bridge. How do we get to our destination, to our goal. And what I like to present to all of us is today is going to teach you what that bridge is and what needs to happen so that you can achieve that bridge. Awesome. We also have Michelle Marshall. Michelle Marshall, what city are you from? We got Ahmed El-Swifi. Ahmed El-Swifi, he's from Egypt. We got Egypt in the house, yo. We got Jerry Novello, very good in, actually, Jerry, you need to speak to Eric Mitchell because Eric Mitchell's in mortgage. We got Hector Chavez joined. Laura Gonzalez Martinez, she says NLP truly works. Yes, it does. So welcome, welcome. We open our hearts. We welcome all of you. And as we're getting a couple more people, where it's about 6:07, we're going to start in the next 30 seconds. Claudia Veronica Zolis. I think, Claudia, you're from Hollywood or LA, right? Claudia just got married recently. Ahmed from Egypt says, great. How's everybody? I think we're doing pretty good, Ahmed. Doing pretty good. All right, you guys. So what we want to do is we want to show us what's the bridge now and what are the secrets to goal achieving. So KR Success Coaching, we welcome you. We're going to get started now. We are a premier success NLP. We'll get into that a little bit later. Sales and leadership mastery, accredited institute. We do NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which, as you may know, is the study of human excellence. You've got Ronald Reagan, you've got Bill Clinton, you've got Oprah Winfrey, you've got Richard Branson. These are the greats that have studied it. We're also a timeline therapy accredited institute. And with timeline therapy, we're able to help people to let go of the past, get rid of some of their blocks so that they can propel themselves to succeed faster. We also use timeline therapy so that you can float out into the future and create your results in advance. We also use a little bit of language hypnosis techniques that people can use to become more effective as communicators, to get more people to say yes to you. How many of us want more people to say yes to you in your business? How many of us want people to say yes to you? How many of us would like to turn no's to yeses? How many of us would like to learn how to get rid of our procrastination? How many of us would like to learn how to be motivated and live in a place of motivation? How many of us would like to get rid of our fears, our fear of prospecting? Today, we're going to go into a topic that has to do with why people don't prospect as well. Actually, one of our Success NLP master coaches, Sean Arnold, is going to be talking about that. One of the biggest things is fear of rejection, yes? So we're excited about that. So, all right, so let's get started. So I am going to share my screen with you amazing, beautiful lights up here in Zoom land and Facebook Live land. And right over here, you see some amazing individuals. You see Jeff McGrail, who's one of our attorneys and Success NLP master coaches. Sean Arnold, also an attorney, also a Success NLP master coach. We've got Dave Patty. Dave has a story of doubling his income with Century 21 Showcase, not once, not twice, 3 times, and now he's going for the 4th time. Then we also have Veronica Larrea, owner of Excellence Real Estate in La Habra. She has an amazing story she's going to be sharing with you in a moment. And then we have Jeff Stoffel, who is the owner of Century 21 Showcase, where Dave Patty is top producing, and Jeff Stoffel is joining us as well out of Highlands. So we're super, super excited. I am going to spotlight myself momentarily. All right, so as we go through this, we have an event coming up December 9th and 10th here in Los Angeles called Success NLP Sales and Leadership Mastery, which really is going to dive in deeper and actually teach us the how. So today we're going to go into a little bit of why this is important. We're going to go into what, and we're going to learn what needs to change and how we can change our mindset so we can get even better results. And in the training, it's experiential. Yes, we get to meet each other, touch each other, feel each other, and we get to have an experience of transformation. So transformation for what purpose? To make more money, to better our lives to the next level. Yes. All right. So today's topic is secrets to goal achieving. Now, my question is this: why do people set goals and achieve them sometimes, and why people do set goals and don't achieve them? And what's the gap? And what are the mistakes that people make when they set goals and they don't achieve them? What's the gap what's the mistakes that they make that we can fill that gap so that they always achieve their goals? That's what today's topic is about. So with that, I'm going to turn us over briefly to Miss Veronica Larea, who I'm going to spotlight for a moment here. And Miss Veronica Larea is going to share with you a little bit about, and I need to unmute Miss Veronica Larea. I've just unmuted her, I think. There you go. Can you hear us, Veronica?
Yes.
Awesome. And you're spotlighted, yes. And I'm going to mute myself. So there was this time when your former office, I don't know if you could share with us about the meaning of earn it and the story behind earn it.
Exactly. And I think it's not only my story. I think it's every manager, every mentor, every coach that want the best for their agents. You know, we want to see them blossoming. We want to see them producing. We want to see them, you know, doubling and tripling their income. And, you know, we have our own techniques. You know, some managers, you know, deliver certain ways of coaching. So I remember on this particular occasion that I was so excited because we were rolling into the new year and we had a mantra, a common vision as a company to actually go and get it for us, right? Because my vision is different as your vision, right? And your vision is different than your partner. But overall, as a unit, we made it a goal on that particular year to do something very, very great. And one thing that I started noticing is within the first 30 days, we were doing it, you know, we were all producing, but there was a delay in production. So on the 60 day, I started to do research and find out, you know, trying to find the magic pill that I can give to my team. So I reached out to Kaya and I said, hey, Kaya, I'm doing everything that I know that works in our industry. You know, I'm coaching them, I'm doing presentations, I'm doing all sorts of things, but the production is not increasing at the velocity or the speed that we need to do it, right? And then I said, you know, we have this amazing mantra for the year because you have to earn it. Now, for me and for that particular company in those days, earn it meant, you know how we realtors and lenders and any sales representative that needs to have a license to do business, you know, we study, we have to pass a certain criteria, we have to pass the license. So for us, you know, realtors, in order for us to wear a badge and say that we are realtor, we have to do a lot of sacrifices, right? And so we have to earn the right to call ourselves professionals. And then we find our amazing offices, right, where everything is pretty much taken care of. You know, we have a beautiful cubicles, we have parking, we have receptionists, we have all the technology available for us, including sometimes leads. We're giving leads, right? So we have earned the right to be part of that beautiful community of realtors or lenders. And in return, what we must do is produce, right? That is our contribution to that particular family. So I was telling Kaya, you know, we have the earn it mantra, and it's powerful because, you know, we want to make sure that they get it, but there was a disconnect. And I said, Kaya, you know, would you help me find what is the disconnect? And that's when Kaya shared with me the secret, which is you have to believe it first. You have to integrate it with yourself. You have to be it to earn it. Which reminds me, you know, a long time ago, back in the history, who can tell me right now, and you can type on the Facebook, you can tell me, you know, who is the most amazing sculptor, artist, painter in the history of our world? Type it in. Well, if you haven't guessed who that person is, it is Michelangelo. You know, Italian. I'm half Italian. So Michelangelo was interviewed one time by one person, and you know, the person was interviewing Michelangelo and saying, "Hey, Michelangelo, can I ask you a few questions? How do you create those amazing sculptures? You know, how do you come up with that idea for the Sistine, you know, Chapel, the painting? How do you come up with this amazing, amazing pieces of art that are now becoming iconic for our times? So Michelangelo responded, interesting question. What you see is very simple. I go to a quarry when I see huge pieces of marble that are rough. You know, they're just there. And in that moment, I get this spirituality. And I know what that needs to be. So remember, the piece of marble is rough. I haul it to my shop. And in the shop, I get the inspiration. And it's very easy because once I get that idea of what this needs to be, my job is pretty easy, you see? All I have to do is chip away everything that is not the perfect statue. Chip away what is not the perfect statue. And it reminds me, all of us have that greatness in us. All of us can actually create the perfect masterpiece of our life. All we need to do, like Michelangelo said, chip away what no longer serves us. Behaviors, you know, how many of us have certain behaviors right now that are not congruent with our business plan? Most importantly, how many of us have set goals in the beginning of the year and we're a little bit behind, or sometimes we are way behind? And that reminds me of our goals, where Kaya is going to explain how exactly we can actually improve, set goals in every area of our wheel, and actually accomplish them.
Awesome, awesome, Veronica. Great, great, great story. I love it. I love it. Inspiring. Yes. And Michelangelo did say, he said, the perfect you is in you. Yes. He said, the perfect you is in you. Right? So as we look at Michelangelo, there's a reason why I cropped it there, because sometimes that can be a distraction for some people. As you think of Michelangelo, the perfect you is in you. What do we mean by the perfect you is in you? What we mean is the unstoppable you, the powerful you, the you that can be anything you want to be, that can do anything you want to do, that can have anything you want to have is in you. The you that's in real estate, that knows that you have the ability to double your income. You have the ability to double the double. You have the ability to double the double the double. One of our amazing students, Marty Rodriguez, is the #1 agent in the history of Century 21 for over some 30 some years. And just listening to Mike Ferry on stage. Mike Ferry, obviously, for those of you that are in real estate, you know Mike Ferry, big coach. Mike Ferry said, you know, there hasn't been a year that she's made anything less than 2 to 2.5 million per year. Right? There's something that she's doing, and that's what this is about. Also, Tigran Basmanjian, another one of our clients, which is the owner of New York Life in the greater Pasadena area, Pasadena and Glendale, right? His office just became #1 in the whole New York Life system last year in 2016. Why? Because there's something that these people are doing. There's something about their philosophy. There's something about the way they set goals, set their intention, and achieve their. So really today is about that. So I want to take a moment and give us a shout out. We've got a lot of new people: Michelle, Barbara, Rayma, Stephen, Jeff, Heidi, Nashat, even Nashat. Nashat is with us. Benjamin from Coldwell Banker, Brookshire, my brother from another mother, Brookshire Lafayette, my brother from another mother has joined us. So drop some hearts for Veronica and what she shared. Drop some hearts, drop some fireballs, drop some thumbs up if you love that share. So I'm going to continue on. So goals. My question is, do we have goals? Who here has goals in different areas of your life? Okay. So we have a goal in our career, correct? We also have a goal in family, right? So career, let's start with career. Career goals maybe for most of us is money, right? Or having the lifestyle, this sort of being able to do what we want to do in our career. But for most people, it's something to do with making money. We have goals in family, which is could be to be married, to find our soulmate, could be to have kids. We have goals in our relationships. Maybe it's to have even higher quality relationships. Goals in our personal growth, goals in our health and fitness, to lose weight, or to be a certain look, or to fit in that suit or fit in that dress. Goals spiritually, to be closer to our creator, whoever and however we see our creator, right? So my question is, do you know someone who at the beginning of 2017, beginning of this year, or whichever year you're watching this video, if you're watching this video in 2020, the beginning of this year that you're in right now as you're watching, do you know someone that set a goal in January, a New Year's resolution or a goal to make more money? Do you? And then 6 months later, 8 months later, 9 months later, you met them again. You say, hey, how's that going? How's that goal going? You know, are you making more money? How's it all working out for you? And have you ever had that experience where the person looks deflated, depressed, frustrated, upset, where they haven't achieved their goal? Maybe they were trying to make more money and actually maybe their income went in the reverse direction. Maybe their income went less. So why is it that some people take one step forward and then they take 2 steps back, where they move forward, they create results, and then I was just on the phone with a lady today who says, I know I have so much more potential. And, you know, she's in the mortgage industry. She does loans. She's out of state. She's very successful. And she says, you know, I'm making 25 grand a month. I'm doing pretty good. She says, but I know that I could do even better than that. And why? Why do I set the goal? Why do I have the intention? And sometimes I get there and sometimes I don't. So that's what we're wanting to explore today. Why do many people set goals and that they achieve, and why do they don't? And the title of this lesson, Secrets to Goal Achieving, is, guys, we have studied all the successful goal achievers in the history of man. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is the study of human excellence. How we came up with this technology in the first place is by studying all the most successful people in history. As you know, most of us have read the book Think and Grow Rich. We're aware of the author, right, Napoleon Hill. What he did is he interviewed the greats, and he interviewed them and he wrote down information about them and what they said. With NLP, what we did is it took it another step further. We videotaped all the greats. We didn't just study what they said. We studied all the unconscious, the subtle things that you didn't even know that they did to create their greatness. So we studied them. And what we've done is we've compiled a way of going after your goals so that you achieve them all the time. So my question to you is, would you like to set goals that you achieve 100% of the time? Would you like to be confident, certain you can achieve your goals all the time? Would you also like to not make the mistakes that certain people make when they set goals that they don't achieve? Would you like to avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes? Awesome. That's what this is about. So I'm now going to go into that there is a gap, guys. There's a gap between intention and manifestation. You guys know that there is that person that you know that wants to make more money. And in January, they said to you, this is going to be my year. This is going to be my greatest year ever. 8 months later, they're making the same money or they're making less money. Or they set an intention, I'm going to lose this weight. And guess what? They lost 5 or 10 pounds, but they gained it all back. So it's almost like a roller coaster. What's the gap between the intention, when I have an intention of achieving a goal, and actual manifestation? That's what this conversation is about. What's the gap, guys, between setting goals and achieving goals? We all set goals, right? But sometimes people don't achieve their goals. Why? What's the gap? There's got to be a gap. There's got to be something deeper here. What's the gap between knowing what to do and actually what? Doing it. Yes? Now, when I met with Mike Ferry, right, were we in Vegas? I'm not sure it was. Where it was? Some say I met with Mike Ferry, and I asked Mike, I said, Mike, we train a lot of real estate people. We train a lot of financial services people. We train a lot of network marketing people. And I'd like for you to share a quick message. You can see this video on YouTube, by the way. And I asked him, Mike, what's a quick thing that you would share? And we went a little, a little quick 30 second to minute clip. What's the thing that you'd like to share to our audience? He says, who are they? I said, you know, real estate, financial services, network marketing, blah, blah, blah. He says, okay, well, I would tell you to do what I tell you to do. That's what he did. He said, I would tell you to do what I tell you to do. And I said to him, yeah, I mean, that's got to be a challenge, right? To a degree, because, you know, you're telling people to do what you tell them to do. It's got to be a challenge for some of them to follow that. I said, some of them. He says, no. And I jumped. I'm like, whoa, what did I say wrong to Mike? He says, not a challenge to some of them. He says, it's a challenge to almost all of them. Almost all the realtors that come through the seminars, he says it's a challenge. They don't do what I tell them to do. If only they did what I told them to do. And I said to myself, aha, that's the gap. They know what they need to do, but they don't do it. They're even told what to do, but don't do it, right? So what we think about is sometimes sabotage. If we know what we need to do, but we don't do it, to lose that weight, to better our relationship, to double our income, but we don't do it, there's got to be something deeper. So I'm going to invite the amazing Sean Arnold, who is, I'm going to unscreen my screen share in a moment. Sean Arnold is one of our Success NLP Master Coaches, and she's going to go deeper into the psychology of what is the gap and give us examples of them. So I'm going to unscreen my share. I think that was what I'm trying to say here. And I'm going to spotlight her. First, I'm going to unmute her. And then I'm going to unscreen mine.
I can sing like bird.
And here we have all of us. And now I'm going to spotlight Sean. Hold on. I'm loving this technology. By the way, we're transforming the world with this. All right, so Sean, you are up.
Awesome. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. I want to chat with you about the gap that Kaya just laid out for you, the gap. Why is it that some people can actually achieve their dreams and other people don't? So if you see me look away, it's because I'm going through the screen with you, and I want to make sure that you get everything you're after today. So the gap, what we want in our life is results. That's what we want in our lives. Do you know somebody who sets goals? They want to achieve those goals. They want to get results in their life, and yet they don't. They just don't. Well, there's a very good reason for that. We are very complex creatures. We have a lot of layers, and this little circle here is kind of like us. We have layers, and in order for us to maximize all of our layers, we have to kind of start peeling them away like an onion. We have first our outer layer, which is our actions. Our outer layers are our actions. Our actions actually create our results in our lives. So do you know somebody in your life that does not take action? Somebody that's telling you they want to start their business and yet they're sitting on the couch? Somebody who wants to build a business and yet they will not pick up the phone and call a prospect. They will not knock on a door because they're afraid somebody might open it. They are supposed to be selling, but they're not selling. Do you know anybody like that? Could that be you? You can hold your hand up and your head down. But we have a solution for you. So fear not. Maybe the result that you're looking for in your life is actually fitness. And you know that if you feel good, you will do good in your life. And yet you procrastinate. You are not going to the gym like you want to. Well, we have some wonderful processes in NLP that I'm going to allude to this evening. Anchoring is one of those. Anchoring is a very, very powerful process that we use in NLP to help people get rid of procrastination. We can literally take them from procrastination and move them right through to motivation. Now, if you were able to, the moment you feel that procrastination, wherever it lodges in your body, in your head, in your chest, in your stomach, the moment you feel that, wouldn't you love to be able to fire off an anchor that would move you straight to motivated, and you would get off the couch, you would get on the phone, you would knock on those doors, you would get to the gym and try to get slim? Now, would your life be different if you were able to do those things? Absolutely, it would. So what is it that's going to help you take action in your life? Well, it's your behaviors. See, the problem actually arises when your behavior doesn't match your words. I know a lot of us know that sometimes we will set a goal for ourselves. We talk about the things that we want for ourselves, and yet our actions do not match those words that are coming out of our mouths. We want to prospect. We want to get up early and get our day started. We want to get to the gym and get our fitness in order. Don't you? Absolutely, you do. The key here is congruence. Congruence between what's going on in your unconscious mind and the goal-setting mind. What's going on in your conscious thinking, goal-setting mind. They have to be moving in the same direction. We talked about that a little bit last week, but I just want to drop that again so that I can also tell you we have some powerful processes that can get you moving when you feel stuck. For example, parts integration. Parts integration can be used to absolutely wipe away that self-sabotage so that your behavior starts to match your words. Whoa, I think I'm a little bit. Well, what is it then that drives your behavior? That is your beliefs. So you see that number 4 here is your beliefs. So let's say that I have a plank of wood, and that wood is, say, 6 inches wide, and it's about 100 feet long. Now, if I were to take this plank of wood and I were to place it on the ground and then raise it up about 6 inches off the ground and ask you to walk the entire length of that plank of wood, do you think you could do it? Absolutely, you could. If you were physically capable of walking, then you would be physically capable of walking that 100-foot, 6-inch wide plank. Now, let's say that I take that exact same plank and I raise it 200 feet in the air. It's still 6 inches wide. It's still 100 feet long, but it's 200 feet off the ground. Okay, let's put it over water. Okay, let's put some sharks in that water. Do you think you'd walk that plank now? When it was 6 inches off of the ground, most people would probably walk that plank. But once it's 200 feet off the ground, or worse, over shark-infested water, a lot of people would suddenly go, I don't think I'm going to walk that plank. And the difference between the two is simply their beliefs. The belief centered in fear that they are going to, I'm sorry, I keep I'm looking at you and hitting my computer. So be here with me. The belief that the person is going to fall and hurt themselves. This is what's really driving their fear, as opposed to the belief that they're safe when they're 6 inches off the ground. Let me ask you, are you playing at that 200-foot level? Are you playing such that you are afraid to climb on that 6-inch plank and walk it when you know you are fully capable of doing so. So many of us do this to ourselves. We know that we are fully capable of living our dreams, and yet we get stuck in fear. We get so stuck in fear that we don't even try. We are akin to an elephant on a rope. You know, when they first take an elephant to the circus and they train it, the first thing they do is take a huge chain and wrap it around the elephant's foot and pound that chain into the ground. And the elephant will fight and pull and fight and pull and try to get free. Eventually, learned helplessness comes up for the elephant. She learns that she cannot be free. She stops fighting. And eventually the trainer goes from that thick chain to a thick rope to a very thin rope. Sometimes it can be as thin as thick yarn. This powerful beast just sits there. That powerful beast is able to break that rope, able to break that yarn, but she doesn't, because she learns that she's helpless. Has this ever happened to you? Have you had life pound its chain into the ground and you feel stuck, you feel chained, you feel unable to move, even when life changes direction and the chain is pulled from the ground? You still don't realize that you're free. Where in your life is this happening to you? Where you are fully capable of living your dreams, but you don't believe. You don't believe. You are making $40,000 a year, and yet the person in the next cubicle, or better yet, that corner office, is making $2 million a year. What's the substantive difference between you and that person? I'm here to tell you there is no substantive difference. The difference is their beliefs. So if you look at the screen, you will see that values actually drive your beliefs. You see, our beliefs cluster like grapes around our values. Our values are those things that are important to us in life. Sometimes we can value things that are in conflict with one another. We can value money. It's a good thing to do so. We all want to live indoors. We all want to feed our families. We all want to wear nice clothes and participate in our communities and support our families and friends. So we do like money. But again, we love our family. We want that time with our family. The conflict arises when we're over here making the money, and the whole time we're over here making the money, we're thinking about our family. We're feeling guilty about our family. We're not fully invested in making that money. We are not fully enjoying making that money because we want to be over here. We want to be over here spending time with our children, spending time with our significant other, taking the time to really get to know our parents and our grandparents, because they're so important to us. And the whole time we are over here pouring into our loved ones, we're thinking about the money we're not making. We're thinking about the fact that we should be prospecting. We're thinking about the fact that we should be making those phone calls and knocking on those doors. And that takes away from the joy of just being with our loved ones. Anybody out there feel these conflicts in life? Absolutely. Any professional, especially a woman, knows the conflict between I want to be a partner in the firm and I want to be a mother. How many of us have made that choice to do one or the other and not both because we felt that we just couldn't sustain it? That's a matter of beliefs. That is a matter of how we connect to the things that are important to us. We want to be a top producer. And yet we want to be with our children. We want to be healthy, but we lose that time at the gym when we're either making the money or spending the time with our families. All of these conflicts can get us absolutely stuck in our lives. And so we have a solution in NLP that will get you out of that space where you can never have enough money because you can never have enough time. We can get you right out of that space of feeling guilty no matter what you're doing. We can align your values so that you can get everything that you want in life. So what drives our values? Well, look at the screen. It's our emotions. Our emotions drive our values. Do you know someone who is driven by emotions? Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's not. You could be driven by anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, shame, jealousy, resentment, irritation, or rage. And again, sometimes that can be a good thing. I have to tell you, I was a foster kid. And I had a fire in my belly that got me through high school, through college, through law school, passed the bar exam. And when I passed the bar exam, I realized I was still steaming. And I just had to release all of those negative emotions. And I had to find another way. Fortunately, with NLP, you can find another way. With timeline therapy, we can help you release these negative emotions that might not be serving you in your business. They might not be serving you in your relationships. They might be creating, for example, fear of knocking on those doors, fear of picking up the telephone, fear of rejection, fear of success. Yes, fear of love. All of these things affect us as we are all salespeople in our businesses and in our lives. Whether we are in our personal life or in our business life, we don't want to hear no. Timeline therapy can help us get rid of those negative emotions so that the no does not affect us, so that we don't attach that no to a negative emotion, so that we do not attach that no to a limiting belief. When we can release the limiting belief and we can release the negative emotion, we can release the fear of rejection. We can release the fear of success. We can release the fear of failure. We can release the fear of, say, public speaking, which is one of the biggest fears that most people have. And it stops them from knocking on that door or from picking up that phone. We can replace all of those negative emotions, all of those limiting beliefs with positive, more empowering emotions like joy, like passion and excitement and exhilaration, enthusiasm and confidence. All of these things together, they can create the perfect you. Absolutely, the perfect you. Ms. Veronica told us earlier about Michelangelo, about the way that he said when he encounters a block of marble, he sees that perfect statue already in it. And what he sees as his job is to chip away the junk, to chip away the extra space, the negative space, the extra, to chip it all away to reveal the perfect statue. This is what NLP will do for you. It will help you chip away all of the limiting beliefs, all of the negative emotions, and all of the aspects of yourself that do not support yourself so that you can make a goal and actually achieve it in the timeline that you set for yourself. The perfect you. You will be unstoppable. You will be resourceful. You will be powerful. So the solution then In order to change your results, what do you have to change? Ask yourself that question. What do you have to change in order to achieve transformation in your life? The perfect you is in you. The unstoppable you is in you. The resourceful you is right there in you. And all you have to do is chip away those aspects of you that are not supporting you so that you can align the perfect you with all of your emotions. There will be no more negative emotions. You will align your values and upgrade your beliefs. You will improve your behavior and take decisive action to end procrastination in your life. You will be motivated. You will create the result that you want in your life. So I am going to invite Kaya to join us again.
Amazing, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing, Sean. Yes, yes, yes. Let's give a huge warm round of applause to Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Raising the roof, raising the roof. All right. So, how's everybody doing? Exciting, yes?
Absolutely fabulous.
Was that pretty deep or what? Was that deep or what? I think that was really deep. Because a lot of people are looking for this quick step process to get something done. And in reality, it goes deeper, right? It goes much, much deeper. We're complex beings as it is. And when we're able to dive in deep to our true nature, we're able to figure out all that stuff and able to leverage who we came here to be, what we came here to do, and what we came here to have. We're able to leverage it. It's a fantastic opportunity. So I'm going to just invite a couple of other our speaker presenters just to share, how's this shown up in your life or in your industry. We've got Dave Patty, who's doubled his income 3 times. We've got Jeff Stoffel, who is the owner of Century 21 Showcase in Highland. So I'm just going to give him a minute or 2 minutes to tie this into real estate. How, Sean's lesson today, what have you noticed in your industry where this lesson comes to play? So I'm going to spotlight Dave. I gotta unmute you, Dave. There you go. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now, and you're spotlighted. Go for it.
Well, thank you very much. The goals and things were really big for me. I had no idea why I wasn't able to achieve the goals that I wanted in the past. And after the NLP classes and things, I was able to shed those layers that Sean was talking about, that it allowed me to achieve at a much higher level. And I realized that the goals are very, very important. And it's very important that you're in a positive state, because goals themselves are just, positive in nature. And so that's made a big difference for me. I was in the office today, and Jeff and I were looking at the boards that we broke during the class that we'd taken, where we had written down our goals and what I really wanted then. At the time, I was making about $24,000 a year. And on that board, I put down that, I want to make $100,000. And at that time, I thought, gosh, $100,000 is going to change my life. I'll be rich then. I'll travel the world. I'll do what I want. And we were laughing about that today, because as of today, I've gone over a little over $225,000, and it's 10 times what I was making at that time. And I see now how important it is, how the goals have just drive me on. And my goals now are even more. I mean, I want so much more out of life. We were working on goals for next year, and I've got a enormous goal for next year. I plan to break quite a few records. And so goals are a tremendous in the right state, it's a powerful place.
So Dave, you guys can't see me. We can see you, Dave. So what's your goal in next year? Come on now. Don't hold back.
I want $1 million in commissions.
How much?
$1 million.
Wow. I'm gonna send us to a group so we can all applaud that. Let's give Dave some amazing props. He's gonna make $1 million in the next year. I think he's gonna take Marty Rodriguez's position. No, I'm just kidding. I won't say that. But that's pretty amazing, Dave. So I'd like to also turn it over real quick to Jeff Stoffel. He is the owner of Century 21 Showcase in Highland. Got over 100 agents. He's an amazing man. This is just an amazing leader. I just can't ever put into words the intangibles, the quality and the character and integrity he has. So I'm going to spotlight. First, I'm going to unmute him so he can hear you. I think I just did that. Yes. Technology. Don't you have fun with it? There we go. Oops. Hold on. Let me do it one more time. That should be unmuting, but I still see you muted. So unmute. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna spotlight you, Jeff. Go for it.
Howdy. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be able to participate and give a contribution. And I love Dave's goal. I think that's fabulous. That's his excitement, his energy will also lift up everybody else in the office. So I'm thrilled. A little bit on goal setting. I've worked with that. I've run my own office for, 30 plus years. And I've always found it fascinating on how the individuals, there's different people that could succeed at a high level, and then some other very seemingly motivated people just crash and burn. And it's always fascinated me on why that is. And before the NLP training, I found that there were a couple different personality types that could achieve at a very high level and be extremely successful. And one of those is that competitive individual, the high D. That's somebody that just is just so competitive, they want to win at everything. And some of those individuals could sustain it. Others would burn themselves out and with negative competitiveness. So the individuals that had high level of competitiveness and in a positive, healthy way, they could sustain it for a long period of time. Yet it was still a lot was missing. And that's what Sean was going over. It's one dimensional, and then they start getting conflicts in other aspects of their life and find difficulties. The other individual type that could achieve at amazing levels was somebody with one hell of a why, some incredible, compelling why that they just must do something or blank, blank, blank. And those that had toward goals, not the away from energy, because once they got out of foreclosure, then they would fall right back to the same thing again. Some of the people that would have goals where they really had something that they were shooting for, something powerful and compelling, they would do amazing and do just as well as the competitive person, even if the people with the big why weren't that competitive, because they were driven by something that they saw, some vision, something that was in their life. Now, those individuals could succeed and maintain it until the why changed. They needed to really revisit what their why was every year and say, is it still compelling? Is it still strong? And in both groups, they would have problems with the conflicts that their goals in different aspects. So we had the wheel that Kaya had up there earlier. And what Sean talked about is, if you don't have congruency in all aspects of your life, eventually there's going to be something, that highly competitive person, they're going to start feeling like they've missed out on certain things unless they can get a congruency within all the aspects of their life, all their goals. And that's the advantage of NLP, is once you can get that congruency and say, my family, my health and fitness, my career, all those things are in harmony, and you get everybody in your life together supporting you on what you're trying to do, that's when the magic happens. That's when the fun happens. Because now you've got all aspects of your life all just working together like a well-oiled machine. You can reach your goals, you can have the happiness, you can have everything you want. And I highly, highly recommend that you guys come to one of our workshops, see what we're talking about, actually feel what we're talking about, and hear the message. And you guys you're gonna really look at it and say, wow, just like I did, just like Dave did. I wished I would have been exposed to this 30 years ago.
Amen.
It's amazing. So you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. And please come and join us. Back to you, Kaya.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spotlight Ms. Veronica. Yeah, let's give some amazing love to Jeff Stoffel. Amazing Jeff. Final thoughts, Ms. Veronica, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wrap up with a couple more things, and then what we're going to be doing next week, which is super, super exciting. So let's spotlight Veronica. Hopefully I unmuted. Yes, there you go. Spotlighting Veronica. Dave Patty, can you mute yourself? And Jeff, can you mute yourself? So we don't get any background, all right? And let's spotlight Veronica.
Well, thank you, Gaia. It's just such a great, overwhelming feeling to be part of this amazing family. I mean, to listen to Sean and her amazing, booming voice in the teachings. It's just a nice, powerful reminder of the things that sometimes we take for granted. And then we go to Dave Patty, who, I can't get enough of his energy. And that's what we want to make sure that the people that represent our companies get it out there with the clients, that type of enthusiasm and energy and smiling because he feels great, he's congruent, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And with Jeff Stoffel, I mean, he knows how much I look up to you, Jeff. It's such an honor to be in the same family, teaching the same modules week after weekend, and we're being in a long journey. So everything that we share, you guys, today is all correlated to one thing. The success that we want to create for ourselves, it only depends on us, you. So we are a phone call away. You can inbox us individually. If you are in the database for Sean Arnold, please inbox her for information. Or if you want to send me a message, we'll be more than happy to send you information more about the program. Remember, it's Sales and Industry Mastery coming up September 9 and 10. That's a Saturday and Sunday in Los Angeles. Kaya, back to you.
Awesome. Yes. Let's give some love to Miss Veronica as well. Oh, wait. I'm here pushing buttons, getting trigger happy. There we go. Let's give some love to Veronica. Yes. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cover a couple more things. And by the way, let's just take a quick look at Facebook. We've got a lot of people. Wow. Edgar Rosales, one of our Remax top producers, has joined with Christian Fuentes' office. We've got Cindy, we've got Haiti, Stoffel from Century 21 Showcase. We've got Johnny Daniels. We've got Barbara Joven, another one of our graduates. Lots of love out there, you guys. Brookshire Lafayette. I'm excited about Brookshire. He says, cool stuff. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen and just cover a couple last little nuggets for you guys as we are going to wrap up today. All right. Here we go. Actually, I need to showcase me. Hold on. And showcase me, spotlight myself. Okay, perfect. I think we're good to go. Veronica, can you mute yourself real quick? Okay, perfect. All right, so Sean covered this. Now, when Jeff was talking about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming and timeline therapy, Remember when we started, what was today about? Today was about the bridge. Remember when we talked about the San Francisco Bridge? See that bridge? Getting you from where you are now to where you want to go. When we talk about the bridge, these technologies, which, you know, in some way, shape, or form, guys, it's been around for thousands of years. As long as man has been around, we've been studying each other. We've been trying to figure out what makes you or me or someone successful. NLP really teaches us how to model success, right? And so when we learn how to model the successful behavior of someone else, and we use timeline therapy as a way to get rid of our own blocks, whatever they are, fear of prospecting, fear of picking up the phone, fear of criticism, procrastination, lack of belief, all that stuff, we now have created a bridge to take us from our intention to actual manifestation. And that's what today's about. It's about learning what we need to do, what we can do to take us from our intention to manifestation. And then also the bridge to get us from setting our goals to actually achieving our goals. So that's what we would like to invite you to do. Every single week, we're going to be sharing some things. Today was an extremely powerful lesson. Next week, you're going to be super, even more excited about what we're going to share with you. But we realize that you can't just learn skill sets. Because if you learn skill set and you don't learn mindset, guess what? You could have all the skill sets in the world, but guess what? They won't get used because the person doesn't have the mindset, doesn't have the motivation to get off the couch. So it's almost like, you know, being a chef and knowing all the recipes to do everything, but not being motivated to cook, right? So mindset first, and then next week, we're going to go into tremendous skill sets. Now, NLP and timeline therapy, the processes, the techniques we use, just think of it as study of human excellence, is what we're going to use to chip away that stuff that blocks us to help us to get to our goal. And when you think of Jim Rohn, how many of us know Jim Rohn? We've heard of Jim Rohn before. One of the most amazing men, thought leaders, actually, who was the mentor to Tony Robbins. Actually, Tony Robbins' mentor, Richard Bandler, was also my mentor. So when I studied with NLP, I studied with a person that trained Tony Robbins. And so that's kind of where I got my information from. So Jim Rohn said, don't wish things were easier. He said, wish you were better, right? He also said, Jim Rohn said, if you work on your job, you can make a living. But if you work on yourself, you can make a fortune. So when we go into Fortune 500 companies, we always ask them, I say to them, look, who here has spent more on your personal growth than you have on your total car expense? Which is, by the way, it's a very rare thing in Los Angeles, because in Los Angeles and Hollywood, people are kind of preoccupied with looking good and looking cool. So most people will get the nice car before they invest in themselves. But what I can say for me is I have put my resources into myself first. The biggest room for improvement in the world is the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. Absolutely. All right. So December 9th and 10th coming up, just a few weeks away. What we're going to be doing is training people in these techniques. And it's going to be here in Los Angeles. It's a 2-day seminar, Success NLP Sales and Leadership Mastery. Now, I'm supposed to share with you the next lesson, and I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Aha. Unscreen the share. There we go. Can you all see that? Yay. All right. So the next week's lesson, I want you to tune in. It's going to blow your mind. We are going to, because we spent this week doing mindset, next week, we're going to go into the 10 steps to influence and effective communication. So who's excited about that? Yeah. The 10 steps to influence and effective communication. Basically, how do you get your prospects, or maybe even your children? You're trying to get your children to get up, brush his teeth, clean his room, get to school, get good grades. How do you sell your kid on taking action? And in business and sales, how do you get your prospects to say yes to you? How do you get those listing agreements signed? How do you get your buyers and sellers? How do you get people to say yes to you and take action on your offer. So you're going to be learning how to do that through the 10 steps to influence and effective communication. And you're also going to learn what does it take to turn no's to yeses and turn yeses to even bigger yeses. So I'm super excited about that. As you can see in the top right-hand corner, we've got our Success NLP Sales and Leadership Mastery Seminar, December 9th and 10th. Share this video. Send us some love. If you have any questions for Sean, in the comment section here on Facebook Live, just type in @Sean. If you have questions for Veronica, @Veronica. If you have questions for me, yours truly, Kaya Redford, or if you have questions for Dave Patty, @Dave Patty, or if you have questions for Jeff Stoffel, @Jeff Stoffel. We are super excited. Our website, as you know, is www.krsuccess.com, and you can call us today to get your seats for that seminar. We are going to be totally sold out. So how you can contact us toll free is 1-844-PURE-NLP, which is 1-844-787-3657. I'm going to stop my screen share, and we are back. And I'm going to unmute all of our participants.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you guys did great. Guys are rock stars. We love you. We look forward to seeing you next week. And I guess that's it.
We out.
Woo-hoo! All right. Are we doing feedback for the Zoom session?
We're Facebook Live right now, Veronica. Yes, I think they want to participate in that. All right, I'm going to go and stop the live stream.